Good morning, Speed Gaming, and welcome to some more Link to the Past Randomizer tournament action. Today we have Game 2 between Linlinlin and Magnit Handz. Anyone that saw Game 1 knows that was a very exciting race with about, I've been told, about 37 seconds between the two runners. We got Game 2 coming at you. My name is Tracy M. With me today is Slim Kirby. How you doing, Kirby?
I am doing quite well, Tracy. Thank you very much. Much like you, looking forward to this race. We got two very solid runners here getting ready to fight for basically their spot in the next round of the brackets. Linlinlin, with a win today, would move on to the round of 32. Magnit Handz trying to force a Game 3 out of this matchup. It should be very exciting that we have going on here.
All right, of course, as always, we are going to be starting with hard standard mode, which means we're going to get an item from the uncle. What do you think we're going to get today?
I'm really wanting to see. Haven't seen one of these in a while. I'd love to see a Samaria start. It just always is interesting to see how you can utilize that cane in a very creative way as you go through the escape section. You don't have to worry about really ammo or magic or anything either.
Yeah, I like the Samaria start. It's such a low magic usage item that you can actually do a lot with it, and it's not a bad farming tool, unlike the other magic weapons, which really are magic hogs.
Yeah, definitely. We do get a quick map check there. Looks like we have a green pendant, vanilla green pendant to Eastern Palace, and 2 crystals on our other 2 Light World dungeons.
Okay, here we go. About to go into this drop down. Looks like Lynn gonna get there a little bit ahead. Ah, there's that fire rod.
Okay, still a magic using item, not the red one I was expecting, but still, fire rod, a pretty solid weapon. It'll pretty much take down any enemy with 1 hit, which is nice, but you do have to really watch that magic. Gonna want to see if we can get those. At least see what the prize packs are.
Yeah, Lynn getting a heart on the first one. If this next drop is a fairy, then we know that there's an 8 bomb drop deep into this prize pack. If it's another heart, then it's probably the worst prize pack you can get, because that's all hearts and green rupees, and we don't really care about those.
Yeah, not really.
See, I would grab one of those pots and throw it at the guards to try and get to that next prize. You don't see runners do that a lot, but I like that play just because it saves that little bit of magic.
Yeah, and okay, get a glove from the first chest in the escape, which is honestly kind of nice. That way, if we don't manage to get that bomb drop, we at least know we can get back to the pack of escape once we get bombs, so it's not too bad.
Don't have to go all the way through the front. Okay, that is a second heart on Lynn's side, so not going to get any bombs out of this prize pack. I don't think we've seen any drops on Magnit Hand's side, so he'll have to do a little bit of extra work to try and find out that, nope, this is not where you want to be doing your farming.
Yeah. There is, of course, another set of enemies that will have another prize pack later on in the escape. So.
What?
Wow.
Glove and mitt in escape. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, I can't say I have either, honestly.
Well, Aga gonna be sitting in his tower twiddling his thumbs, unless there's a moon pearl sitting on his ledge. He's just gonna sit there forever. Oh, there are some logical Aga implications if Hammer's in a bad spot, but usually those are sequence breakable, so. And there's the small key we need.
Yep, showing how that fire rod can immediately take down the ball and chain guard. Really nice.
Yeah, 4 more shots for the back, and if you there's 3 places in the sewers where if you can put a fire rod shot in the right place, you can get a whole bunch of routes at once with that splash damage. And we'll have 1 more chance to actually get bombs. Yep. And we're gonna get there pretty soon.
Yep, just got to get through a few rooms here in the sewers.
And of course, the chat rightfully pointing out there could still be an item on the lumberjack. So
That is true, yeah. Okay, Magnit Handz getting a magic drop right there, just to get potentially another shot out of that.
yeah, each one of those pots will give you an extra shot. So yeah, he still hasn't seen the drop table. I don't think so. He's still working on that. Wow, he just barely got the heart.
Right, yeah.
That's pretty bad. Okay, so rats, you got some bombs for us?
Ooh, nice splash damage.
No,
Magic.
no. I mean, it's a nice magic drop, but that is not a bomb drop table or prize pack. So the other one would start with a small magic, and eventually would get you to a single bomb drop. But we don't have that here.
Yep, so with that knowledge, just going to go ahead and get out of escape for right now. We'll definitely come back once we do get some bombs. And again, we have that convenience of being able to just jump right down here now that we have both gloves now. But
Yeah.
But yeah, as said in the chat there, as far as the drops are concerned, pretty much every guard in this place is part of the same prize pack alongside the snakes, and then the rats by themselves are also another prize pack as well. So
hey, vanilla container heart.
oh, how sweet, how lovely.
Coming out of the sanctuary with that fourth heart. What is this, NMG?
I wish I could get both gloves in an NMG run.
I know, right? Let's see if anyone checks bush crabs or tree poles before heading over to the Lost Woods. Looks like Linlinlin not gonna do that. Looks like Magnit Handz can do a couple of tree poles here. This will be a tier 2.
Ooh.
Oh, there's a nice bomb drop.
Of course, only one will be able to get only one of the bomb lock chests, but still good to find as we see that the bush crab is just some hearts.
But even that one, knowing you can drop down into the well or go into Blind's Hut, you have 5 chances of getting bombs there to do the rest of Kakariko instead of having to buy them is definitely nice. And our money is pretty low. You hate to have to get to where you have to choose between buying doing the bottle vendor or getting bombs. Like that 20 that Lynn left there. In this situation, I think I'd grab that. Normally, it's an easy just leave it there.
Oh, Magnit.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, he's gonna use that bomb and go back to escape and grab those 3 chests.
Yeah,
okay.
I think that. Yeah, it's a good. I like this call a lot. Just do it right now. And we're gonna see that lumberjack. It is a piece of heart, so not going there. And two 20s in a map. And if we'd been paying attention, we probably could have figured out that one of those just had to be the map.
Right. Yeah. Well, hey,
but if you're not sure, you just check it, because checking your map, just checking your menu to see that is or is not a map, takes about the same amount of time as opening the chest. Lynn gonna go straight up the mountain with no good items to see with. So yeah, very impressive that he can do this. We have no idea where he's at. It's just a nice big dark room.
I guess he could technically maybe use the fire rod to make a little fireball to see just, maybe slight positioning, but
yeah, because you could see the fire rod itself being wielded, but that's not gonna.
Yeah.
And you'll see the direction of it, but
he made it. So hey.
Yeah, I mean, I can't do that. I need something to see by, and that's an important item. There's that can of Samaria for you.
Yes.
Doesn't do anything for us right now, but definitely a good item to have. I mean, Magnit Handz is not going to miss that because he'll rescue the old man at some point.
Right. Hey, some Samaria, that's another good weapon you could use in the dark too.
Yeah, I can do Samaria dark rooms. But yeah, Lin known for not always going straight to Kakariko, so not really that big a surprise. Just interesting that it was the mountain play that he decided to make. Unfortunately, without a hook shot or a mirror, there's really not a whole lot else he can do up here. Oh, well, there's some game knowledge. I guess I didn't know that was a 50-50.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Not one that usually comes up. Yeah, see, there's the one that I know, the one that Magnit Handz just did.
They're just showing all the bomb places today.
Yeah. And Lin with exactly 2 bombs going into South Shore with that fire rod to kill the mini Moldorms. That'll be enough to do things here. Because that'll leave him 1 for Ice Rod Cave and Mini Moldorm Cave. Magnit Handz with 3 now should be able to do everything in Kakariko. And now is a decent amount of money, so he can do both Bottle Vendor and bombs. And we'll get 50 free rupees here, too. He gets a cape. And a Moon Pearl.
Well, there's our Dark World access, so after
Yeah.
he finishes up here, he can make some decisions.
If you get the mirror, then it's a really nice time to go ahead and pair the rest of these Kakariko checks with Dark World. And if you don't get the mirror, you might choose to do some of it anyway.
Yeah, potentially.
Oh, now Lin wants to pick up the 20 rupees. Nowhere near Zoro money, so not likely going to be worrying about that for a bit.
Well, if you did choose to go to the well with that 50-50 shot, that would have worked if you went to the well, because there were 3 bombs in the back there.
Oh, there's a nice magic refill if Lin wants to take it. There we go.
And 200 rupees from the bottle vendor after you spend 100.
Yeah, nice return on your investment there. Mini Moldorm, almost the whole lot nothing, but then we do get a hook shot out of there.
Yeah, that'll open up some east side of Death Mountain.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, still not logical because we don't have flute or lamp. Wouldn't be surprised to see Lin save and quit out of Ice Rock Cave and head straight back to that mountain. Nice heart stun prize. That's kind of a nice stun prize for when you get into trouble. In places like Ganon's Tower. Okay, Magnit Handz going to show us the race game and the library. Okay, I looked away and didn't see the library.
That would be actually a sword, our first sword that we found in the seed, so Boots will give us a sword.
Yeah, that doesn't guarantee us that we're actually getting Boots, because there are 4 swords available.
That is true, that is very true.
And Magnit Handz going to walk back up, so that tells me he's going to go do some Dark World checks right away. Lin not going to the mountain. Looks like he's heading over to Eastern.
At least after checking the island first. Just some bombs in there. Also going to pick up some bombs as well, so...
Okay, Pendant Skull Woods, Pendant Mire, Red Crystals at Thieves and Swamp.
So basically all the stuff on the left side, that's going to be the kind of significant dungeon rewards anyway.
Okay, gonna see the back of Saha. We'll see if Lin decides to go into Eastern. He's not missing a whole lot out of Kakariko at this point. Just that cape and those, and a couple boomerangs. There's a sword.
And with that, he is going to go ahead and leave Eastern behind. Of course, there's lots of opportune times to route that back in. If we do get that mirror at some point while he's going through Dark World, he can kind of combine it with Palace of Darkness. And it is a pendant, so we're not in any real rush to complete it either.
So Magnit Hand's doing old-fashioned strats of dropping down into Skull Woods. Needs to find a small key to get out. There is a small key. Odds are pretty good. There is a small chance that there could be no small keys here. Lynn gonna do that back of escape play now. Let's see if he remembers that the third chest here will be a map. Nope. We do see an item in Skullwoods was another 20. There's that small key in the front. We'll have one more check in Skullwoods.
Actually, we'll have 2 more checks because we do have the fire rod. No, we don't have the way to get to the end.
We can do the bridge chest.
Yeah, that bridge chest is available.
Looks like Lynn is going to go south to north. I take it back. There was a moon pearl in here somewhere, so he's going to want to get that.
Right. See, that is kind of the nice thing, like, about Kakariko is, it does have a lot of checks there, and that's why it's always kind of been, like, that first place you want to go, because of all the things you can get there, but, because you're still kind of looking for that Sphere 1 progression, it's something you can kind of route in whenever you want, and it's also it's close to a Dark World portal as well, so you can kind of get those items, come back, and then, be right on your way to Dark World after you're done.
Yeah, the way Lynn's routing this is going to work out really well for him, because he'll be able to just go straight up into the Dark World, and he can actually do Skullwoods, but it is a pendant, so I don't know that he will.
Right.
It's not even green pendant, so it wouldn't even be a guarantee of an extra item. Magnit Hand's meanwhile having a little bit of trouble in this mummy room. It is one of the worst rooms in the game, especially if you don't have a Kana Samaria to help you out.
Yeah, those Gibdos seem to be on him like, sorry to say this, but like magnets almost.
Wants the magic refill. And then he can just get himself grabbed by the hand if he wants.
And see, even if Linlinlin does come to check Skullwoods as well, he'll actually have the kind of convenience of being able to use Samaria to not have to worry about all those Gibdos, too.
Yeah, that'll make it easier for him if he chooses to go into Skullwoods at all. It's like Magnit Hand's not going to go to the back.
Yeah, that can be quite a bit of time to dedicate to just one chest, so I can understand that play.
And looks like he's going to go check the bumper ledge, which makes a lot of sense because we have that cape, because we can get that item if we want it. We don't.
Yeah, not
10 arrows.
To get
nope.
that.
And Lynn never did head back up to the mountain, but actually that's going to work out well for him, because now he'll be able to do a lot of Dark Death Mountain at the same time.
Yeah,
he has that Moon Pearl. And that might have been what he was thinking when he decided not to go right back there. None of it's in logic at this point. Still need a lamp or a flute. And in a seed where Misery Mire is a pendant, it doesn't even really matter which one you're sequence breaking. If you're sequence breaking it, sometimes it's nice to go up to the mountain and find a lamp up there and know that your flute has to be in an earlier sphere.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's like Lynn is going to do the Skullwoods play. At least check it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I personally like to see Skullwoods. It's kind of like just kind of a bigger overworld check in a lot of regards. Even if you can't complete it, like sometimes you can go through it like really quickly while you're either routing around clockwise or counterclockwise, just as you're going through those early Dark World checks.
Yeah, sometimes the problem is there's 3 small keys: map, compass, and big key.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, we're gonna get a dig game. We have plenty of money for this, so.
Ooh.
Yick. Not gonna grab that single arrow. Nope. blame him.
Yeah, doesn't even get any of his rupees back either. Just dug that arrow up immediately.
Oh, Lin not even going to do the middle. Now, Lin could also do Thieves Town. Now, Thieves Town could leave an item behind in Thieves Town because we can't get to the big chest without a hammer. So there's always a risk there. But with that sword, he could do it. Magnet Hands. It's weird when you get into Dark World and you can't do Thieves Town. Magnet Hands without a sword, a hammer, doesn't have that cane of Samaria that Lin has no way of killing blind.
Yeah, not even the cane of Burno, which is another weapon that could be used to kill blind as well. So, yeah, gonna have to put a pass on that. Could have at least got the first 4 or something, but I can understand coming back later when you actually have more to work with.
It cave with some half magic. And that's it. Half magic, a very nice item to have, but definitely not what you're looking for.
Yeah, so far it is kind of looking like Thieves Town could potentially be like a good place to check. Of course, Magnet Hand still needs to check the South Shore, Ice Rock Cave, and all that stuff, so he's going to be doing that now. But yeah, Linlinlin be able to complete Thieves Town will definitely kind of give him some incentive, because again, it's at least a crystal he can get at this point.
Okay, let's see if he goes in there now. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Of course, he does have the myth, so he will be able to come right back up here if he does decide to come back. He may just want to check these things, see if he can maybe find the hammer or something before he makes that play.
Yeah, hammer does make it a lot better. There are other things, like a boots would make it better. Better sword. Doesn't change the blind fight, but does make going through the dungeon easier.
Right, yeah, definitely.
Looks like Magnet Hands isn't going to go to Mini Moldrum. It's going to instead go over to Agina.
Yeah, one of our forgotten Sphere 1 locations is one of those that you tend to won't check immediately, but you kind of leave it on the table just because it's kind of so far out of the way.
Lin going to drag the Froggy for a world tour. Well, okay, so a book in Agina's cave, so that means that's kind of a bad spot for that, because usually if you don't get a flute, biggest reason why you might go to this area is because you have a book.
Yeah, exactly.
And with no guarantee of a flute showing up, that book might be hard required for desert here.
Oh, and there's the lamp. There's our logical Death Mountain access right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've heard of Key Under the Doormat. I guess that's another one of those cases right here.
Yeah. This makes this dungeon, glove, lamp. Oh, it possibly completable. We'll have to see if it's boots locked. We'll know in just a second. No, not yet. Yeah, that big key could still be sitting on the torch, but at least we can check these right side locations.
Potentially also get an item as well. This needs to be the big key if he wants to complete it. It is.
It is. Fully completable desert palace, so no reason not to. With half magic and a fire rod, the Landmo fight should be fine.
Yep, just 2 hits on each head of each worm, and yeah, goes down pretty quickly. And the one question the boots will still bring on the table is if this does happen to be the second item in Desert. It's the
It
map
is
still.
not.
We're good.
So completely not boots locked. Kind of a good news, bad news though. The one nice thing is when you do see a boots locked crystal desert, you know you're gonna get those boots at some point.
Right.
No guarantee we're gonna get boots in this seed.
Yep.
And with boots locking a sword, that could be significant in more ways
really
than one.
could. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Lin can take that hook shot over to East Death Mountain. Ton of checks over here. Magnit Hand's gonna grab that lamp. People say, you know, these runners should be able to do dark rooms, and they should. Oh, he's not gonna grab the lamp. Okay. I disagree with that. It's only a few seconds to grab it, and the amount of time you save for having it in terms of ease of dark rooms, I think is pretty significant.
I agree with that too, honestly. Because yeah, these runners definitely know their dark rooms. I feel like they have to get to this point in the tournament for sure. But you like just fumbling around in those dark rooms when you have no idea of what the enemies are doing. Like you can just kind of get knocked around and lose your place a bunch of times. So.
I mean, there are out of the way places the lamp can hide that I could see skipping it, but that one just doesn't feel out of the way enough.
Again, could also be a thing where maybe leaves it there for like another chance. Maybe if like he gets the flute later, comes back for Meyer, might just mirror and get that really quick or something. But...
Or he could just get it right after he defeats the dungeon.
True, yeah, that as well.
Like Lin got a master sword out of his paradox cave check, so that's really nice.
It needs to make sure you make these last few shots count.
Yeah, already lower on magic than you'd want to be.
Just one more hit. Okay.
There we go. Just a piece of heart, but Desert is done. We'll see if he goes and grabs that lamp or if he leaves it forever. I can't see coming back for it. Unless there's like you said, a flute mirror situation that comes up later. If he doesn't grab it now.
Meanwhile, it looks like Linlinlin did get another sword, as well as the mushroom on east side of Death Mountain.
Well, there's a to be determined. Okay, he does grab the lamp. Took him a little bit longer this time, but I still think it's worth the amount of time to pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
And now time for Dark Death Mountain. Okay, Magnet's finally going to get over to Mini Moldarm Cave.
Yeah, that'll give him his hook shot, and I imagine that will probably kind of push him towards the mountain as well.
Yeah, for him it's completely in logic, because he's got that lamp. And so many checks you can do. Not getting too much out of it, but, you know, an extra sword is good. Mushroom might be good. Wouldn't be surprised to see Lin turn that mushroom in off a save and quit so that he can reset it if it's nothing, since he's got that cane of Samaria to do fake powder later. Can't get to the magic bat right now, though. Unless, of course, we see a hammer here.
Oh, well.
Tempered sword, though.
So yeah, I mean, and flippers.
And flippers.
Too.
But no hammer.
No hammer whatsoever. So yeah, I still imagine Linlinlin is going to want to see those boots for sure, but won't need that sword. Well, we can't get that sword in the library now because it'll be a green 20 when he gets there.
Yep, and ether for Turtle Rock. We have no medallions yet, so that's just information.
Well, here in the Link to the Past Randomizer community, we like to say that knowledge is power, so, yeah. Looks
like Lin is going to turn that mushroom in right away. lot of people like to go to Link's house and take the whirlpool from the water, but this works just as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's see where Magnit Handz is going. I gotta believe this is gonna be a mountain play from him.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Okay. Mushroom gives us... bottle. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I think you keep that. It's your first bottle. You check Sick Kid with it. Not really what you're looking for, so...
Actually, it looks like he's going back to the eastern area, so gonna be... Oh, wait, no, flippers. Yeah, flippers.
Yeah,
checked,
he's got...
that's
He
pretty
can do all the flippers checks in logic now, so might as
Yeah.
well follow those flippers and see what they give you.
Mm-hmm. A nice healthy dose of rupees as well to buy all of the to buy the Zora item as well.
Okay, the hobo giving us 20 rupees.
Well, after not getting a lot of rupees to start with, the seed's definitely paying up now.
It sure is. Okay, gonna see some more new checks on Lin's side. And Magnit has showing us some more bombs under rocks. Another bottle. And
There
the
it
hammer!
is.
There's the hammer. Now, a little unfortunate in a way, since Lin did keep that bottle from the mushroom turn-in. You won't be able to do a sequence break of the magic bat. It's very rarely that pays out anyway, though, so it should be fine. Yeah, that gives us a lot more options. That gives us Ice Palace. Can't do Turtle Rock without an Ether. Thieves Town will be much better now because don't have to worry about leaving that big chest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, Ice Palace is looking pretty good right now for Lin on one side.
Yeah, he's got that blue bottle he got from the fairies just in case he's got magic issues, but he's also got half magic. He's got the fire rod and tempered sword, so it's and a cane of Samaria for icebreaker. And so pretty good Ice Palace right now.
Yeah, and Ice Palace is honestly one of those dungeons where if you get like complete full access to it early, it's almost like the seed is just screaming at you that there's something there. So
Thieves Town benefits more from boots, I think, than Ice does. Although any dungeon benefits from boots. But if you can go into Thieves Town with boots and make it faster that way too. So there's another reason why maybe do this first.
yeah, and especially with Icebreaker, as you mentioned, I feel like you kind of cut out a lot of the very long rooms of Ice Palace. So yeah, like boots doesn't really seem as necessary for Ice Palace as it would for other dungeons.
The nice and yeah, we'll be able to full clear both of these. And yeah, the Icebreaker just changing Ice Palace so much because yeah, the Go mode version of Ice Palace really isn't that different. It's only about 15-second time save, but when you're full clearing it, it's huge.
Yeah, get those 3 chests immediately. Can route around the other ones pretty efficiently as well.
So Lin choosing not to hit the switch ahead of time when you're full clearing. This will only bite him if he finds all 3 items and the big key right away, and the big key ends up being in the iced tea room. Otherwise, he's gonna run into the big key pretty easily. course, when you're in go mode, you just want to hit that switch because you don't want to have to search out the big key no matter where it is.
Right.
I don't think we've gotten any items yet.
No, I don't think we have either.
Magnit Handz getting his information on Turtle Rock. Gonna do Hookshot Cave and get his extra goodies here. For him, it'll be a Master Sword and his flippers. Pretty much guarantees he'll be untempered. I forget where that extra sword that Lin has was from, but Magnit Handz knows where there's another sword. So as long as he finds boots, he'll be able to be untempered.
Yeah, I believe the other sword was Sahasrarla's house, if I remember correctly.
Okay, then he's gonna get that sword, just no matter what. Yeah, chat agreeing with you. So yeah, he's not gonna miss. He's not likely. I say that he's not likely gonna miss that. But we did have a runner forget to go there in a race last weekend, and then when told that he had skipped that in the interview, was like, oh, whoops. For him, it was nothing though.
What else could he say in a scenario like that?
I know, right? But it looks like Magnit Handz will get it right now. So
yeah. Ooh, that bomb wasn't quite against the wall. As Linlinlin's seeing a nice,
yeah.
Oh, does let one get away, but is able to just put him down really quickly with the fire rod, so...
Yeah, very nice cold stare fight. I don't think we found anything in Ice Palace, so...
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. But, hey, it's Linlinlin's first crystal. Not often you see your first crystal be in Ice Palace, but it is today.
Yep, it can happen. And with Magnit Handz getting that sword in Saha, we will never see that library again.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay, Magnit Handz going to go ahead and turn that mushroom. Didn't do that off a save and quit, so he's going to be keeping this item regardless. It is a bottle. I mean, maybe he turns in right away and gets something off a sick kid, but we also know that there's another bottle available, so... Nobody's fake powdering today. I think this will be the Thieves Town play from Lin.
Yep, you have all the items to full clear it now. It's also, I believe, one of our red crystals as well, so definitely a good call here. But first going to turn in, or not turn in, but at least show the bottle to the sick kid.
And just money. When does sick kid have anything? And Magnit Handz can do the flippers checks. So he'll get his hammer and we'll have the choice of going into Thieves Town, a safer Thieves Town, or a full clearable Ice Palace.
Another dungeon that hammer does give us kind of access to is Tower of Hera, which we're able to get that earlier since we needed the flippers logically to get the hammer.
Yep.
And those were in Hookshot Cave, so...
Yeah, this was not a seed that lent itself to, oh, hi, Ether, for Turtle Rock entry. But this seed did not lend itself to an early fake flipper. No Moon Pearl to do the Waterfall Cave at the very beginning. I guess Magnit Handz could have done it. But we didn't have a whole lot of money at the beginning, so you don't really like to go over to that area unless you can do all of it, or at least check all of it.
Yeah, definitely.
And Lin, of course, having done Kakariko late, didn't even have the Moon Pearl when he was over there, so wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense for him. Now, the one big question we'll have to ask is, when does Lin get to the desert area? And do we get a flute so that he doesn't need that book? We are going to get a mirror. Swamp Palace is a crystal, so a mirror has to show up at some point. And I don't believe there was anything in desert that's going to gate him from doing other things, so... that book only becomes important if we don't get a flute. And we might not get a flute, because Mystery Mire is a pendant. Flute could be sitting there in Ganon's tower.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, it's not really, at least at this point, because we know that again nothing in the desert area was going to lead to that flute or anything, and we don't need it regardless. But yeah, flute can only help Lin get through the desert clear a little faster at this point.
Okay, let's see where Magnit Handz decides to go next. This could also be the Ice Palace play. Meanwhile, Lin in Thieves Town. At this point, what do we even... We need a bow? We need a mirror. Yeah, we need a bow and a mirror, collectively. Don't need the boots, because desert's not boots locked. So, you know, obviously, except for the 1 in 22 chance. And this is... Yeah, and of course, Magnit Handz needs to get his ether. And a ice rod. Of course we need the ice rod.
Yeah, but ice rod's going to be in Turtle Rock anyway, so...
Can we not have an ice rod hunt, please?
That is ultimately what I see a lot of these races, that when you're looking for the ice rod, it just ends up being either in TT or just, again, a resource to... Or, not TT, TR. And then you just use the portal save to get back in if it's not in there, so...
No, it's in TT when Thieves Town is a pendant.
Pendant, yeah, that's right. That's probably what I was thinking of.
But no small key locked in the big chest, so Lin's gonna be able to skip that, which is always nice. So we didn't find anything here anyway. I expect maybe he does hammer pegs and possibly grabs that purple chest. And then, you know, you have an ether. You can go do Hera right now, but you can also go full clear Turtle Rock except Trinex. Do you do it?
It would be an interesting play, because, I mean, there's, you know, we got potentially 5 items in there. If we find the mirror, it'll give us an additional one on top of that. We can get Spike Cave now as well. So there is definitely some value on the mountain still, potentially. Ooh, Magnit Handz getting kind of stuck on that staircase there.
It's a terrible room.
Yeah.
Here's the hammer pegs. And hammer pegs feel so bad without boots. And just for 20 rupees, which at this point we are fine on money. We do not need anything more. Is going to grab that purple chest, and no reason to walk it. So just going to save and quit.
And, you know, this will actually push him kind of towards the Desert Palace area, so this would, if there's time to check Agena, this would honestly be a good time to do that.
This would be. We'll see if he's thinking about that, or if he's going to head up and do more mountain stuff. He's starting to run out of things to do. Magnit Handz also going to be in that situation fairly soon, though I suspect he'll do Thieves Town next.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that opens stuff up. That is
really
a mirror. So, could go into Swamp. Let's see, yeah, Flipper's mirror, hammer. Yeah, could go into Swamp right now.
And it'll be a little bit slower, because again, still no boots, but yeah, you can full clear it. It's the other red crystal, so it's looking like that. Like that's definitely a good reason to kind of change up your route right here.
Yeah, it does pull him away from Agina in that book a little bit, so might be a little while longer before he gets there. I was gonna do K45 first. That makes sense. It's right here. Also, K45 has some heart pots he can grab if he wants. And he's gonna grab the hearts, but not the bombs, because he already has 10 and really has no need for more bombs.
No.
Okay, Magnit Handz finishing Ice Palace, and we'll save and quit. So it's a little bit unfortunate for Magnit Handz. He hasn't turned the Smith in yet, and Muriel the Smith chain is just awful. No one ever wants to do it. So we'll see what he does after he gets out of Thieves Town. He could still do the Smith chain, it wouldn't surprise me. But he might choose to try do other things instead. A little less convenient for him. Lin missing an ice rod and missing the bow. Technically, he's missing the lamp, but A, we know where it is, and he'll probably pick it up when he gets there, and B, doesn't tactically need it.
Yeah, looking at our remaining dungeons here, like, I mean, obviously we won't need to go through Misery Mire, so, you know, that dark room won't have to worry about. TR only has one dark room, and there's a lot of dark rooms in Palace of Darkness, but the Fire Rod will honestly alleviate the biggest pain of those dark rooms, so, yeah,
and there's...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and then Lin picking up some powder, so the mushroom not being saved, not going to be an issue. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Pod is, of the dungeons that we have to do, Pod is the hardest. And with that Fire Rod, the Turtle Room is not too bad. The Dark Maze can be a little bit annoying, but, you know, pull up a map. There's some good websites with maps out there if you need them. And usually most runners can get through pretty easily. And he might not even have to do it. I mean, if he can manage to get a go mode pod, then unless the big key's in the Dark Maze, you don't even have to do it.
Yeah. Shoutouts to Sakura Tsubasa. I know that I use her website for
that's the one I use too. So, big shoutouts there. Okay, Lin's gonna have to make the decision. Do I do left side now, or do I come back for it? First, we'll do this compass chest.
Much like we saw in the icebreaker technique earlier, we also have a technique called Diver Down, which honestly makes kind of looking at that left side a little more convenient, and also allows you to get through the back faster, so we might see some of those strats here coming up.
Okay, you got 2 items in the front, so I think he goes to the back. Worst case scenario, you never want to go to the left side and get a map and a compass, so he's going to go straight on back.
Yeah, that's fair.
Plus, no big key. I don't know, a lot of people disagree with this, but I'd rather take the chance that the big key's on the left side, and if I go back in, I just have to follow that big key.
Right.
Then get a big key in the back.
Oh, wow, there's both.
Of course, there's your map and compass. That's classic, it really is. You make the decision not to go left side, and the game immediately tells you, yeah, there's 2 items.
Yeah, guess what? You are going left then.
Maybe you're not going, but your items are certainly left side. And Magnit Handz still making his way through Thieves Town. Which is, you know, making, you know, as quick work as you can without boots with it.
Yeah.
Okay, Lin, you gonna go back in after this. There. That's a nice kill there.
Mm-hmm.
Just gets a container heart. 2 items on the left side. Big key might be sitting in the big chest, or might be up or on the left side to get you back to the big chest. Let's see if he goes back in.
I know I would be comfortable. I would not be comfortable leaving 2 items on that side. So yeah.
And it looks like Lynn agrees with you. It's a tough choice. I think there's I mean, at this point, his other choices are kind of bad as well, because, you know, he hasn't done a Gina. That's never you don't expect anything to be on a Gina, so I don't blame him for not wanting to go there. And your mountain checks are your other choice. Eastern pod without a bow. I mean, yeah, this is not a great check, but the other ones are bad too, so you might as well just do this one now.
Yeah, at this point, I definitely expect Lynn's really hoping for that bow. He has both red crystals. He can check pyramid, and then along the way, he's kind of close to pot at that point. So that'd be a nice place to go right after that. So.
And chat rightly pointing out he also has pyramid fairy, but yeah, if you're, yeah, I don't know that you make a choice between those two. You just do it right after.
Mm-hmm.
Hand's going back up the mountain, so maybe he's thinking of doing Hera and/or Turtle Rock.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is another reason why I honestly kind of like checking Turtle Rock, even if you don't have all the means to complete it. With Fire Rod, we can at least get to the very end at Laser Bridge. Yep. And, you know, we might, even if we don't find the Ice Rod, like, we could end up finding one of our bows up here.
Ooh, this is a Spike Cave check, so I completely forgot about this, because normally you do it with everything else. We didn't have the hammer earlier.
Right.
This will only be a Spike Cave check, because no one walks out of Spike Cave. It's just too much of a pain. And just 20 rupees. We know that's not her sword, so it could still be... Yeah, he's actually got enough hearts. It could be a heart-related thing. Okay, it looks like nothing in the left side of swamp, so Lynn gonna walk out of there and have to make a decision where to go next. Looks like Pyramid Fairy is the answer, which is, I mean, you're right here, so kind of the nice thing about having a 5/6 crystal as Swamp Palace, you just walk right out and go do it.
Yep, and again, looking for, you know, bow is one of our items remaining. That's just like, if you find that along the way, it's just like you have your next path chosen for you right there.
Yep. Yeah, Magnit's going up the mountain. Yeah, this is Turtle Rock. No, wait, no, he's still in the Light World, so this is going to be Hera first, which makes much more sense to do Hera first.
Yeah, we have Hera, and also we have that book, so we can check the Ether Tablet as well.
Yes, you can. Lynn doesn't have it, so if this is something that could matter as well. Ooh. Oh, it's one of the bows.
There is another one.
Big. There's another one out there.
But yeah, that's gonna be nice. So at this point, Magnit Handz, I mean, obviously looking for mirror still.
Oh, you know, baby, but boots on Lynn's side. That might. No, that still doesn't get him over to desert area, because he has no way of getting in. But it looks like he's gonna go do catfish. What's tough for Lynn is if he decides to make the mountain play instead of going over to Agina, and I feel like that's what you do.
Right.
He's not going to be able to even check that Ether Tablet, and it's going to be orphaned pretty bad. So his best chance is really, is there another bow in a, like, if there's a bow here.
Right, yeah.
What do you got for us, catfish? Just 20 rupees. Where are we going next, Lynn? Maybe heading over to Graveyard Ledge. There was an interesting dynamic of Lynn getting to the book, and does he get to it before he goes up the mountain? And when is Magnit Handz going to do Purple Chest? Because he's got a lot of good... They both have a lot of other good stuff to do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with that bow, I mean, that's pretty much not only a Palace of Darkness clear, but also a Green Pendant Eastern clear as well for Magnit Handz. You'll get that one crystal dungeon, but could potentially sacrifice some time to a pendant dungeon with nothing.
Yep, could happen. Okay, Graveyard Ledge, what do you got for us? Heart container. And it looks like there's an item in the basement, and Magnit Handz is going to go back for it. And we're going to see King's Tomb and probably Bonk Rocks as well from Lynn. And of course, don't discount the extra speed that Lynn's going to have having those boots.
Yeah, he's going to be speeding along here.
Best case scenario for Lynn at this point is finding that second bow or that flute. A little bit more difficult for Magnit. Oh, that's an ice rod. Okay, now he's just going to the mountain.
So the significance of actually the ice rod being there is that is behind Boots, which is behind the mirror, pretty much, because we need the mirror to get through Swamp Palace. So
yep. So yeah, the chain that Magnit Handz has to go through to get that ice rod is pretty bad. Looks like he's not doing the Turtle Rock play right now. Looks like he's gonna follow that bow instead. Are we in no mode between the two of them? We are, aren't we?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah. Lynn's not gonna get that bow though, and so yeah, Lynn's best out is a flute for desert, or a or that other bow.
Yeah. At this point, I'd say the other bow is probably more likely.
I don't know if it's more likely, but I think it's better for him.
Better. Okay, yeah, that's
yeah.
That's what I meant to say. Sorry.
Because because if the other bow doesn't show up, he still needs to get that book.
Right.
And needs to get back up the mountain to get to Ether Tablet. He's got more outs than Magnit Handz does. Magnit Handz has to get do the Mirrorless Mist for the Purple Chest, and that's just, I mean, at this point, he's probably last location that he's going to do pod, and I feel like you do Eastern before that in this situation.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, if he does happen to find flute, that's just going to add, like, some more, like, red herrings to the equation as well.
Yep. So Lynn gonna go into Turtle Rock. This will be full clearable for him.
And to think both of those locations are in Southern Light World.
Yeah. And the real question is, when Lynn's done with Turtle Rock, and he probably does Hera right afterwards, his choices, I think, are going to be essentially, he could do more Skullwoods. He can't touch Misery Mire. He's pretty much not going to be sucked into Mire, I don't think, no matter what. And his choice will be Bowless Pod Eastern. So, do you go to Agina instead of one of those other things? I don't know.
That's a good question. Good question.
I mean, essentially what he's missing is the bow, so... But with progressive bows, you could have a Bullock bow and pod. It does happen. I don't know that you go after that though. I don't feel like that's like going into Eastern is fine because you can most of those locations are not Bullocked.
Right, it's really just the boss at that point.
We don't have a Bullocked pod, so as Magnit Handz picks up all the keys because there's 4 of them in the front, and that's the way pod works.
So yeah, pay attention to Magnit Handz screen. If you see any green 20s here in
Yeah.
Alice of Darkness or Eastern, that could be a potential bow.
Or it could be mail upgrades container.
Oh yeah, but yeah.
We know it's not a sword. What is that bunny sprite?
I don't know.
It looks like an old-fashioned milk jug or milk carton. A useless bombos.
I guess they're just a plastic spray bottle or something. I don't know.
Maybe. Oh, there's the flute. Oh, wow. The flute is bow-locked.
Ooh, interesting.
That is, yeah. I mean, if Lynn took a potion into pod and decides to glitch that side, that actually would pay off for him because that flute would get him desert access. You'd still need the book though at Agina, but if you're there with a mirror, you probably check it. See what Mimic Cave has for us today. Nothing. More money that we don't need.
Nice hammering up setup for Magnit Handz.
All the medallions. Well, the good news there is, assuming that Meyer isn't Ether, and is that if Magnit Handz does go over to that area, oh, there's that green 20.
Oh boy.
It's probably not the bow, but you know.
It's probably not, but you know, I've seen one in there before.
It's
so.
happened. But yeah, it's a little less likely that Magnit Handz ends up in.
There's another one.
Meyer.
There's another one right there.
Well, he's still missing either a regular heart or a piece of heart because we did see Sankheart very early in the scene because Sankheart was in Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Not something you see every day.
But yeah, that is a good point. We are at that point where like we're about capped out on hearts, so you know, very well could it be just the hearts coming into play now.
Yeah, don't know if they're pieces or heart containers. Most certainly one of them was whichever he doesn't have all of would be my guess. Okay, we know it's not a sword because we know where the other sword is. There's a green 20. This is why a lot of people have wanted to see, not you know, even if there isn't silvers, a way to know where that second bow is. I know they've experimented with making that second bow be like an arrow capacity upgrade, so that runners would know what it is. I kind of like that idea. It'd also be great for us as commentators to know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's not quite how that works, but that's so slick when you do it right, but it's kind of funny when you do it wrong.
I know.
Okay. Got the heads, the 2 heads down. Let's just gotta get the last bit here. And down goes Trinex.
It's gonna give him
And a shovel.
It's going to give Linlinlin the shovel, but also going to give him his 4th crystal. Magnet's about to get his 5th.
Yep. Yeah, Magnet's ahead on the crystal count, but it really does come down to when does Lin get the book, or does he get another bow? Or does he go get that flute? And when does Lin go do that purple chest for his mirror?
Yeah, not to mention, I mean, the mirror by itself also opens up quite a bit as well, so you kind of have to, like, stay focused on, okay, just focus on the crystal and pyramid fairy and not get drawn to all those other locations.
Yeah, because that's true. It's not just the mirror. It's the mirror to beat Swamp, to get the pyramid fairy, to get your boots, to do bonk rocks, to get your ice rod. And I could see Magnet Hands not even going. I could see him going straight to Turtle Rock right now as a gamble. I mean, we see Turtle Rock having the ice rod. It's not uncommon. He's not doing Eastern though, at least, so that's good. That's good. But he is walking out of here, which says maybe a catfish play. Maybe Pyramid Ledge first.
Yeah, I'm looking that way.
Which makes it even less desirable to do the Pyramid Fairy when it comes to it, because that'll be only the 2 checks instead of 3. Lin making quick work of Moldorm. We'll see if he goes back in for the item in the basement. He is. At this point, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I don't remember what this was, but it wasn't anything of consequence.
Right, maybe like a heart or something.
And like I said, the toughest thing for Lin is if that bow is the only one out there.
Mm-hmm.
He is he is not going to be incentivized to come back up to this mountain anytime in the near future, because he's only got the 1 check left. But, you know, when you get that book late, sometimes you just follow it. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, so looking at Magnet Hands, he's going to the Sanctuary.
But he's going to at least activate the flute. Just the question is, what does he do after that?
Right. This would definitely be a time where it's like, you know, you're in the village area, so, you know, could at least get started to work on the blacksmith chain.
Yeah, in the meantime, you've got, we're tied at 5 crystals. Very different crystals, though. Turtle Rock and Ice Palace done for Lin. Pod and Desert done for Magnet Hands. Magnet Hands is not going to have a go mode Swamp Palace, though, so it's no matter what happens. So that's a very slow dungeon when you can't go mode it. Lin, on the other hand, will have a very fast desert. Regardless, I mean, desert's just fast regardless.
Yeah.
And Pod, his go mode at this point is that bow, so it'll be. I don't remember where the big key was, but I don't think it was too far deep, so it'll be a much faster Pod.
Linlinlin is going back to the portal.
Let's see, where are you going, Lin?
This could be Pod and Eastern.
Yeah, this could be Pod and Eastern. Yeah, I don't blame him for not wanting to go over to Agina. I don't blame him at all. It's that 1 check. You have nothing else to take you over to Desert.
Right.
If he sequence breaks Pod, but man, you're only looking for a bow. That's a really tough call.
It really is. I don't envy this. I do not envy this.
No, not at all. Magnit Hand's gonna check pad.
Well, it is.
It's just bombs.
Well, actually, it's not in logic, but still good to know, I guess. Okay.
We're gonna see the Meyer area for Magnit Hands. Not a surprise. So he needs to hope this is not ether for Meyer. It's not. It's Quake. So he now needs to not go to Turtle Rock before getting that mirror, because Turtle Rock will get him Quake and could send him right back here. As it is, he's not going to do anything else, because all he can do is check that Meyer shed.
And he is going to the mountain now, so this is looking to be that Turtle Rock play.
This is the Turtle Rock play. I mean, these plays make a ton of sense for both these runners. Oh, no. Lynn's going for the hover. Oh, he gave up on it. If he had gotten that, that would have been huge. That would have gotten him that out-of-logic flute.
Oh. Actually,
oh,
okay.
No.
Okay, Magnit Hands is doing Smith Chain, looks like.
Oh, looks like. I don't know what else he'd be doing over here.
Or again, that one item left in Skullwoods.
Yeah, I could do that.
But no, okay, it looks like it is going to be Smith's.
It does tell me that Lynn does want to get that item, so if he gets that flute, I mean, that gives him desert access, and it gives him easy Agena access. This is really fascinating. And then those green 20s that we saw. Yeah, he's going for it. This is really fascinating. I can't say I would do this if it were me. I mean, it's Bolog bows are a thing, but wow, it just doesn't happen very often. Oh, he's going. Oh, he's doing the clip.
Trying to send that mimic off the screen.
There it is.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
This could be pretty huge for Lynn. There's that flute. So he's going to see that flute and think, okay, so, you know, I mean, honestly, seeing that flute, I'd probably say, okay, so the bow is ahead of the flute. So it means, yeah, you're going to do desert anyway, because you can. And I love that clip there with the Samaria block.
That's
you don't get to see that very often.
That is so cool.
There's no reason for him not to clear desert anyway. So he's probably going to think, that, okay, so the book or the bow have to be available outside of that. Okay, that's one of those green 20s.
Yeah, I believe the other one was in the dark maze, top left, so...
And there's only one key on the right side, and so I don't think we were bow locked at all. So logically speaking, if this other one, his bow, is completely in logic for Lynn. Question is, does he do Eastern before fall? I don't think so. I think you just do the flute and do the dungeon you need to do. Okay, they're both just playing in green 20s.
Okay.
I mean, you know, the odds of them being the flute, being the bow at this point, with all the hearts that these runners have, is pretty slim. But you know.
Well, hey, I like slim odds, so yeah.
And meanwhile, Magnit Hands is going to get that purple chest. Okay, he's saving and quitting, so yeah, not going into Eastern. I think he would have gone into Eastern if he doesn't get that flute to follow.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so here is the purple chest turn-in. That is going to be the mirror for Magnit Hands, but still has a little bit on his path to go to get his final item.
This is a long path for him to follow. The key is really, does he do the Pyramid Fairy right afterwards? The key for Lin is, does he go to Agina after he finishes Desert, and does he follow that book?
Yeah, exactly. Because he'll have pretty much any other choice in front of him. Like he just has that mountain, that one check on the mountain versus pretty much the rest of the game on the ground. So
I mean, his other choices aren't great either. He's got Eastern. He's got another item in Skull. Actually, he didn't get. Did he get either item in? No, he got one item in Skullwoods. So there's another item in Skullwoods. And he could go into Mire, but no, you're not going into Mire because that would be. Since the flute is behind the bow, there's no way you go into Misery Mire.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Oh, he's got the shovel too. Yeah, it makes sense to follow that as well.
Well, hey, you could always dig up a bow, so...
Could happen. I'd still put Lin in a slightly better position, but only because we could find the second bow.
Right.
There is not a second ice rod.
Yeah, and even though, like, even if Magnit Handz, like, goes right to Pyramid Fairy after this, and then immediately goes right to the Bonk Rocks, like, he still has to go through Turtle Rock as well.
Yep.
That's another thing.
Yeah, Lin's pod is going to be very, very quick. He's already full cleared it, except the boss. Turtle Rock is not a fast dungeon, even in go mode. Lin gets his lamp finally. An hour after Magnit Handz, or well, maybe not an hour, but it feels like an hour.
Yeah.
Because Magnit Handz made that play over to Desert very, very early, because he did the dam into Agina, and it really paid off for him.
I think it was like a little bit delayed. Like I think it was still like in the 20 or 30-minute range.
Yeah, something like that.
We did do Dark World, like a little bit of Dark World first.
Because we had that super early Dark World access. And there's another 20 that was probably a heart piece or something for Magnit Handz.
Yeah, I believe that was, I think that actually was a heart container now that I remember it.
Yeah, Magnit Handz going to go straight to the back. I have a hard time believing he doesn't go back in when there's going to be 2 items.
Yeah, 2 items and you're just looking for Ice Rod, yeah.
Yep. And also having cleared so much more at this point than Lin had. The really unfortunate thing for Magnit Handz is it would be a perfectly legit play for him to finish this dungeon and head straight up for Turtle Rock and just bank on that Ice Rod being in TR. I mean, it happens a lot that Ice Rod's just sitting there on Laser Bridge.
Right.
Meanwhile, I think worst case scenario for Lin is he full clears Eastern and then gets that book. I think he'll get the book here because of that mirror. But I could definitely see following Eastern first. But there won't be any reason to finish the dungeon.
Okay, so this does put Linlinlin back up in crystal count as he gets his 6th crystal.
Magnit Handz will catch up very shortly.
Yep, pretty much immediately.
Okay, so now you do checkerboard. No, you don't do checkerboard. Checkerboard's still behind the bow, so this actually makes sense to skip that. Could have been your other bow.
Yeah, could have been.
He's gonna get this book. Does he follow it immediately? And I gotta tell you, I hate late books.
Yeah, for sure.
I absolutely hate late books.
Yeah, after you've cleared like so much and you've kind of left like all those like book locations just around, and you just finished Desert, which is the other reason you'd want to find the book. It's just like,
Yep.
oh boy, where to go
Okay, we're
from
gonna
here?
do. If he does Bombo's tablet, this tells me he's gonna follow the book first, and this looks like a Bombo's tablet play. Wouldn't it be funny if Bombo's tablet had the other bow?
Wow, yeah, both tablets having bows.
Yep, and Magnet Hands going with very good reason going back in here. Not gonna work out for him though. Okay, what do we got at Bombo's tablet? Ah, just a green 20.
Aw,
Had Magnet Hands checked it, we could have speculated.
right.
And there it is.
Right,
He's going
yeah.
to 1. There's only one reason you'd flute here, and that's to do Ether Tablet. He's literally done everything else.
Mhm.
Well played by Magnet Hands, but at this point, this is just not going to be a deficit he's going to be able to catch up on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's mirrorless. Nobody wants to do mirrorless Smith Chain. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to do that play.
Yeah, and you know, the part of the reason, like, you know, that did kind of put that little earlier in Linlinlin's chain is because he actually did the Smith part of the
Yes.
chain very early on. So like he had just the purple chest remaining. So once he finished Thieves Town, it's just like, well, let me
Just walk right on
take him
over.
down here. So yeah, that kind of helped with just the way you routed that.
Honestly, I think that was the big difference is that he had done, you know, when they both had that super early Dark World access, Lin grabbed the Smith and Magnet Hands didn't. Both, again, perfectly legit choices. But because Lin had already done that, like you say, it's not nearly as hard to get back to that purple chest later. And when he went to Thieves Town, it was very easy for him to just do hammer pegs and grab the chest. Whereas
Yeah.
Magnet Hands, having not even started the chain, was just not a desirable thing to do. Again, with the mirror, you do it, but with the mirrors behind it.
Yeah, for sure. So you're gonna also check the Bombo's tablet.
Yep,
before
he'll get
heading up
another.
there.
Yeah, he'll get another green 20. I hate to say this, but I mean, if you're Magnet Hands, I mean, I probably just go to Turtle Rock, and it's the wrong call.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you know you're at this point, you got to that mirror so late, you need to do something to try and catch up. He's staying in the Dark World, so maybe he does that Pyramid Fairy. But even the boots, see, then do you follow the boots, or do you go into Turtle Rock? I mean, it's such a long chain for him.
Yeah, even then, like, I mean, like, both boots checks are, like, right at a sanctuary start, pretty much, so, I mean,
Yep.
It's not too hard to get those checked really quick.
It's not, and, you know, we'll see if he does them. I hope he does them. And Lin already in the Dark Turtles room. Probably pretty happy he didn't have to do this in the dark either.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Fire Rod definitely makes it a lot easier, but still, just allows you to just go right in there.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, these guys did have that fire rod start, and one of the nice things about that is just automatically having a fire source for everything is got to be nice.
Mm-hmm. Plus, yeah, Fire Rod, just one of those items that, like, could be potentially required for 3 dungeons no matter what, so...
Yep. And there's Helmut Sword down for Lin, which means we still don't have a bot, as far as I know. Y'all can start putting some numbers in chat if you like. And Kirby, you want to tell us what these numbers represent?
Well, in Ganon's tower, you know, we have to look for that big key so we can climb to the top, and there are 22 potential locations where that big key could end up being. So we just like to speculate on where that big key is going to be. So, you know, get your numbers 1 through 22 and which number location you think Linlinlin is going to find that.
Good news for Magnit Handz, he does go straight to the bonk rocks with those boots and does get his ice rod. So he's essentially going to be a turtle rock behind.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's a long dungeon, even in go mode.
And even though these two are both kind of, you know, approaching the same screen at the same time, they're both kind of, you know, climbing with crystal difference, unfortunately.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this: at least Magnit Handz didn't resisted the urge to do Turtle Rock without the ice rod. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I could have resisted that urge. And there goes Lynn, gonna go into GT while Magnit Handz opens up Turtle Rock for the first time. Alright, Lynn, which way are you gonna go?
Okay, doing the hope room checks first.
It's like he's gonna follow that small key and do the right side. One of the more common big key routes that people like to do. Oh, that was quick. 6
Yep.
for those of you counting at home. That was really nice and quick, and we're heading on up.
Yep, just and then got to get through the gauntlet, get through some mini boss fights. We'll be on his way to getting the final blow on Ganon shortly after.
Always nice when you don't have to deal with the ice armos and the amount of arrows that can take up before you have to kill these mimics.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, well, Magnit Handz will get to steal this key at least.
Did manage to get that pokey down before the anti-fairies hit him, so that's nice.
It's one of those rooms that if I have powder, I don't even care if I need the health refill. I just powder the anti-fairies.
Yeah, just get
get them out of the way. Oh, okay, they're not gonna use the stolen key. Maybe worried about that 5% chance that the small key would be both on lava chest and in big chest. We know that's not the case. With lava chest as a bombos medallion or something completely unneeded like that.
Yeah, that's on the right. Oh yeah, and that's the other one.
There's your quake. the other reason why it was good that he didn't go into Turtle Rock without an ice rod, because that quake opens up Mystery Mire.
Yeah.
A whole nother can of worms.
Yeah, so with that key he finds there, can go straight to the boss. Doesn't even need to check the laser bridge.
Skipping laser bridge feels good.
This wasn't hard settings, you might want to check that, see if you can get silvers or something like that, but not gonna find those in these settings.
And heck, we know where the gold sword would be.
Yeah, that's true.
Still a green 20 sitting on that library. Kind of funny, the first sword we saw, no one ever got. I think this was the race yesterday where at one point we knew where all 4 swords were, and each runner had 2 completely different swords.
That's crazy. That's so cool when stuff like that can happen.
It really is. Lynn will have to grab that key from the mini Helma. No reason to check anything. There's literally nothing he could possibly want at this point. He's even got all 4 bottles, and I think one of them has blue goo in it, so...
Yeah, at this point, anything he'd want would be a green 20 anyway, so...
Yeah, pretty much. The Magnit Hand's going to be a GT behind. Unfortunately, that big key placement may or may not do him any good. Depends on what his GT big key routing is like.
So while Magnit Handz is entering, Linlinlin is leaving.
It's one more battle for Lin, and he'll be moving on.
And I believe at this point we do not know who Linlinlin's next opponent is going to be. I think Hayfield Bay and Salty Fry are still in the midst of their matchup. So
yeah, their game 2, in fact, is the next one on the schedule. I believe at 3 o'clock. With Salty Fry having a 1-0 advantage at the moment.
So we could potentially have another round of 32 figured out for today.
Hayfield Bay hopes not.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm sure Salty Fry would be happy with that, though.
Yeah.
Lin taking a couple of fire bat hits, but he's gotten past the hardest. Once you get past that second phase, the rest it's not too bad. You shouldn't be taking much damage from this point on. Magnit Handz also gained that big key right away, so that's at least good. Considering everywhere we looked, those other arrows were probably sitting somewhere in Ganon's tower, because Lin checked most of the world trying to find him. I guess Eastern Palace is the only other place left.
That is true. We did not see any of Eastern Palace.
Did not touch Eastern Palace. Shoutouts to Koya if you're watching, who absolutely hates going into Eastern. Would have been very happy to never have gotten there. right, and there's that last sword spin for Lynn. All right, and he's going to go ahead and cross that bridge with an official race time of 1:33:41. GG's to Lynn. And we'll see if we can get him in for an interview. I'm going to see if we can just go ahead and see if Magnit Handz can get in here sooner so we don't have to wait. And looks like, hang on. Looks like Lynn's joining us now. GG's.
GG's.
So what? First of all, congratulations. You're moving on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What is it?
Yeah.
I was out of logic for so long. Like, the lamp is out there, and then lamp is like I go to pod sequence break a flute, and then I see the lamp on Desert Legend. Like,
Actually, it looks like we have gone ahead and gotten Magnit Handz in right away. So, yeah, spoilers, he's going to finish this out, but GG's to you.
Thank you. GG's to Lynn, and congratulations on your advancement.
Thanks, dude. That's not an easy one for sure. Like, I mean, everybody's tough, and like, I've seen you progress a lot the last few months. So, like, I was kind of scared, really. Like, you did a lot. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I follow a few runners lately, and like, you were one of them, and definitely someone to look forward to in the future. Like, you there's so much room for improvement that I feel like from you.
I appreciate that. Nah, thank you so much. It's an honor. Like I was telling you in the race time chat, it's such an honor to race you, and it's an honor to hear you say that. So that really means a lot to me, because the first time I saw you was in the Cross Keys finals against Andy. So I was like, wow, this guy's good. So to be able to race against you in this tournament is really, it's been fun, and I'm appreciative. So thank you for the kind words. Thank you.
I've heard Lynn is pretty good at cross keys.
Right.
But Magnit Handz, I mean, you were very much in this. I hope you all watch this back. The race really came down to Lynn. You got the mirror from the purple chest a lot earlier. Your choice to turn in the smith earlier made it a lot more convenient after you finished Thieves Town to go grab that purple chest.
Yeah, that's also the reason I was kind of like super thorough. Like left side swamp, Hera basement, because I knew like mirror on purple chest was probably the worst spot for him.
Oh, it's a terrible spot.
Yeah, it's nasty. I was not expecting it to be there.
No, because we don't want it to be there, so why would you expect it? Magnit Handz, on the other hand, you did an early Agina check and got that book, got your lamp, so it was in logic. I mean, the lamp wasn't that relevant other than that. Cleared desert. So for a long time, it was a question of who was going to do the thing that they were missing first. Were you going to go back for the purple chest, or was Lynn going to go back to Agina? And as it turned out, Lynn, your choice to sequence break pod, getting you that flute, is what finally got you the book to get the bow.
I the mid clip in pod, got the flute, and then when I saw the lamp on Desert Legend, I'm like, oh, there's also a book out there. Okay, that's why I didn't like. For me, it was kind of pointless to check the Mario area, because like, I mean, I know my flute is bow locked, and I'm looking for a bow. So nope.
Right.
Like, I know there's a second one, but no.
Yeah, the only thing. Yeah, I mean, the second bow could have been bow locked, and that does happen. And the only thing left for you at that point was Eastern. So,
I had one item left in Skull Wars as well. But yeah,
that's right.
Magnit
Handz, I gotta shout you out.
I was solo one spots that I figured like I'm just gonna get my logical bow and then be done.
Yeah, and Magnit Handz, I'm gonna shout you out for not taking the temptation of going into Turtle Rock without the ice rod.
Oh my goodness!
Because I'm telling you, I would have done that. I totally would have done that.
I've done it before and got burnt before, and I was like, I'm like, there's a mirror out there. That mirror ain't in there, man. I'm like, it ain't in there. I'm like, I'm smart enough to know that it's not in there. So I'm glad I didn't do that, and thank you for the shout out, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah, and even worse, it would have given you a quake because by then you at one point you had the flu gives you the quake to go into Misery Mire, which would have been a whole another rabbit hole. So.
Right. I was like, no rabbit holes, please. I was hoping Ped would like bail me out a little bit. I was like, when it didn't, I was like, shit. I'm like, all right, it didn't bail me out. Okay, cool. So I gotta find this mirror.
All right. So Lynn, I'm assume you're going to be watching the next race closely. I know it's probably pretty late for you, but I guess the 3:00 race that's coming up between.
Right?
Yeah, we were just talking about this, and I've already forgotten. But
Fry and Hayfield Bay.
yes, because you're going to play the winner of that matchup.
Oh, it's not that late. I'm definitely watching that.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm sure that one will be very much to your interest. Magnit Handz, since you're done, let you have your chance to say a few things about your tournament run, and getting to brackets is really good. So, congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Like I want to say, like first tournament and bracket stage, like you're doing very good, man. You're really, really good.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
My first, like I know how you feel because I was kind of like this when I started playing that game. So like it's always nice to see people that also improve and try to improve.
That means a lot. So thank you. What I do want to say is, oh man, this has been a crazy ride as far as my tournament experience goes. From getting knocked, actually before getting knocked, the qualifiers, that was crazy because I was on the outside looking in, and I'm like, if I do not play the last race, which was my 6th qualifier, and actually do well on it, I don't make the tournament.
Ooh,
I possibly don't make the tournament.
So you got a 6th race Hail Mary that got you in. That's really cool.
Yeah, with the cane on Helmasaur on
I wasn't that one. I wasn't that one, so I remember.
So that got me in, and then to get knocked from winners by Pennyroyal to beating Jetto to facing Pennyroyal and winning by the same way I lost, which was by the boots. That was pretty emotional and satisfying for me, And then
that's a good win.
Yeah, I literally got so hyped that day, and then to face Lynn and to lose here, like I'm very satisfied with my run. I'm very, very satisfied. So
that's really awesome.
Yeah, you really should feel proud because Pennyroyal, definitely a very experienced runner of this community, and also the first quartile in that particular group. So
right.
having a tough match to begin with and a tough rematch on top of that, definitely earned your way in there, especially as a 4th quartile. So seriously, major kudos to you on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
All right. So I guess we're going to be closing this out pretty soon. Anything anyone wants to add before we finish this off?
Again, thank you for calling this lovely race, and thank you to the tracker, and thank you for calling it. And GG's, Lynn. Go do your thing for the rest of the tournament. I will be watching you.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the support for sure.
You're welcome.
Lynn, you got anything to add?
No, that's it. Like I want Magnit to have the last word, so I'll will not say anything more.
Awesome. All right. So that pretty much do it for us. I do want to shout out 2D Tones, our tracker, doing the hard work behind the scenes. Our trackers are the MVPs of our little tournament. And of course, I want to thank Slim Kirby for joining me on commentary. That was a really fun race, a really interesting race to call.
Yeah, definitely, Tracy. Always have fun commentating with you. And of course, thanks to everyone who came out to watch this race as well. We do have more Randomizer on the way, as we mentioned a little bit ago, at 3:10 So about an hour from now, we will have another match on this channel, Hayfield Bay versus Salty Fry, and pretty much the rest of the races throughout the day will also be on SpeedGaming channels as well. 5:40, we got Goomba versus Dante on SpeedGaming 1. On at 6:10, we have Plasma Kappa versus Killer App 23 on SpeedGaming 4. And then to close out the night at 8:10, we have Willard J. Bradley versus Hulo Ninja on the main SpeedGaming channel. So definitely want to come back and watch those as we see not only some continuations of the first round, the round of 64, but even some round 2. 32
Yeah, the
matches
Goomba
as well.
Dante is a second round matchup, and that's a spicy one. So I definitely want to tune in for that one. The other ones as well, of course, but
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So everyone definitely, stick around, look around on that schedule for those races. They should be fun to watch, and not just for today, but for the rest of the week and remaining weeks of the tournament. There's going to be a lot of high action randomizer races to come.
Yep. I'll conclude this by just reminding everybody to follow the runners, and yeah, we'll see you in just over an hour for the next one.
Yep. Later, folks.